have had a fantastically wild life with wild animals. And here are some of my stories. I'm Dave Salmoni for Animal Planet, and these are your Animal Bites. One of my favorite elephant stories, and I have lots of favorite elephant stories. I remember being in an area in South Africa where there were some elephants that had killed some people, and we were trying to figure out what had caused these elephants to become so aggressive. It's not normal. And I remember we were walking with their head guide to take us to show us this herd of elephants that had become aggressive. And we kept asking him for a safety talk, and he, oh, I'm really happy to see you. And I'm like, no, a safety talk. Oh, I'm really happy. Very soon after, we realized he was not our safety guide, so we took him and put him in the back of the group. So at that point, my cameraman and myself became the leads on safety. I have built this career and this reputation for someone who is willing to do things that a lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people would be too scared to do some of the things that I do. And so in theory, I'm supposed to be Mr. Brave. You know, but the people who go into the bush with me, all the cameramen, all the producers, all the directors, you know, they're doing just as brave. They're just not in front of the camera, they're behind it. So luckily for me, they're the ones carrying the heavy gear. So if we have to run, I'll be way faster. We quickly realized that our safety guard is not really prepared to keep us safe. I think he was keen, just not educated as well as we were. We all had over 10 to 15 years of experience in the bush with elephants. So the crew and myself became sort of the leads on safety. But at that point, we were already so deep into the African bush, we were already in trouble. Very quickly, we realized we were surrounded by this herd of elephants that were known aggressive. We are surrounded. We then did what we were supposed to do, basically just lower our profile, huddle in a group. We were filming, trying to really get a sense for the behavior here, but trying to be a bump on the log, basically, and have the elephant herd move past us so that we could get in a safer position. Clearly that was not going to happen for us. They surround us, the head female comes out, and this matriarch female starts flapping her ears, giving me every threat that I know, kicking at the dirt. I'm like, oh crap. So with these guys, what you have to do is kind of draw a line in the sand, figuratively. Meaning, if they get too aggressive, then I'm going to start shouting, clapping my hands, you know, saying I'm scary. And if they start to calm down, then I can calm down, you know, get small, you know, reduce my posture. All these things in hopes to build trust in the animal, saying, I'm not here to hurt you, I just want out of here. But I can remember it was one of the most tense moments. I was certain we had no out, we could not get out of the area. The female elephant was going to come and squish us. I was certain of it. I was doing my best to communicate with this girl, and my heart was pounding. And I just remember at some point, some gesture or some look made me look over here, and she had given us about 20 yards where there was no elephants. So we took that opportunity and we got the heck out of there. And if you actually watch the show now, you'll think that we put a sound effect as my heart beating. But truthfully, when I do these shows, I tape the microphone right here on my chest, and it literally was my heart beating out of my chest. I was terrified. But it shows you how forgiving some elephants can be, even the most aggressive. Make your heart pound. A very unique story that probably only would have come to pass because of television. Television is the only thing that could think something like this up. So there was an area, an island, where people said there was vampires and bloodsuckers, and I wanted to see what level of truth, because a lot of folklore lives around animals. Animals kind of create this folklore in people's storytelling. So I wanted to see, was it an animal causing these stories of vampire? So I went to this island and we thought maybe it's the vampire bat. This island happened to be a prison island, and we thought maybe the weakened prisoners, if they stay still enough, maybe got fed on by these vampire bats. So we were going to test it. So we went, we built ourselves a cell, we basically brought the vampire bats in and allowed them to feed on me if they wanted. And we were going to test this theory that vampire bats would feed on human beings given the right circumstance. So, television host has to sit in a prison cell, still in the pitch black, as long as it takes for a vampire bat to bite him. And let me tell you, vampire bat bites hurt. You think, oh, it's a little guy, maybe it doesn't hurt that much. No, it does. It hurts a lot. I always liken it to like nail clippers. If someone took nail clippers and just took a chunk of your skin, that's what it feels like to get bit by a vampire bat. And then even more gross, their saliva will keep your blood flowing. So their saliva gets into your cut and just stays open, and you can feel the tongue lapping your blood, and they'll just sit there and eat. And with good television, this all had to be filmed. So I laid there. Not only did it once, but once we were so successful, they thought, let's do it another time. So you think that my job is glamour, and you say to yourself, I would love it. Let me assure you, getting bit multiple times by bats while living in a prison cell in the pitch black is not as much fun as you think. So this is where I offer you the biggest thank you I could offer. If it wasn't for you guys watching, if it wasn't for you guys being interested in wildlife and my adventures, I wouldn't get to do all these things. So from the very bottom of my heart, thank you. We'll see you next time.